Well, let's do this again. The weather, the wind is serious outside right now. And I had a power surge. It just wiped out everything. Power went down. It went dark for a moment, and then it came back up. And so now I'm having to start all over again. So I hope you all will be able to hear me. And as I adjust, and again, I want to tell you and tell her if she's watching, Michelle Patrick. This past week has been rough on my sinuses and everything. My eyes have itched. But she sent me a care package. Isn't this cute? It has a little slide on it so it keeps my tea hot. And she sent me honey straws. And she sent me tea. Yes, she knows what I like. And so I have and am having twinning Lady Gray's black tea. How appropriate. Lady Gray, Lady D. Yes, yes, yes. So let's start all over again, okay? And thank you for coming back. Um, we're going to conclude discretion this evening. So thank you for joining me for afternoon tea. I have a quote for you, and it says, "In a world where everyone shows and tells everything, I value discretion and privacy." Penned by someone anonymous. It says, in a world where everyone shows and tells everything, I value discretion and privacy. Anonymous. So how have you all been doing on your challenge? You remember the I will challenge? I will choose my words carefully. I will practice good manners. I will listen to criticism. I will turn down any invitation by the enemy to do wrong. I will. How have you been doing? Post in the chat. Tell me how you've been doing. How's this working for you? Is it difficult? Some days it can be very trying to choose your words carefully. That's the biggest one. Choosing your words carefully. We discussed the first three, but today we're going to talk about turning down any invitation by the enemy to do wrong. Any invitation by the enemy to do wrong. Many people give way too many details of their hurts in their relationships without giving a second thought to how that may be damaging to themselves, their marriage, a relationship they're in, and to the listener. You're hearing all of this stuff. Most of the time, that's just what it is, stuff. But they're mad at that moment, and they need to tell somebody so they don't bother to bring the temperature down and have a conversation with that person. No, they go get someone else to talk to. It's not a good idea. If you want to heal and thrive, avoid the temptation to extend an invitation to someone into your situation. Extending an invitation to someone to get into your situation. And they don't even know, they only know one side, and that's the side that you're telling. Mhm. Avoid this common temptation. It is a dangerous pitfall. Keep a healthy circle of protection around your relationship. Keep a healthy circle of protection around your relationship. How do we do this? Let's go through them. I gathered, you know how I say to you all, I love information. I just do. When it's quality information and it's going to help us to better ourselves, I love good information. And it's in alignment with what I'm thinking. It's in alignment with what I'm thinking. And I gleaned these points that I'm about to go over with you from a guide to marriage and relationships repair. And it was applicable to the direction that we're going. Don't gossip. Do not gossip about the relationship. If you gossip about your relationship, some people, even family, can be very manipulative. Hang on to that word. Manipulative. And word can get back to your mate that you were bad mouthing them. This sharing may actually make you feel worse about your mate also, and your feelings and acts of love may decrease from sharing. When you feel like gossiping, and that's what it is, intentionally use the time you would have wasted telling someone that doesn't know all of the story on you. Take time to love you and your mate in a tangible way. And your mate in a tangible way. Keep the details of your intimate and sexual relationships private. That statement is not for singles. Okay? Now, if you single and you want to keep it between you, that person, and God. But this statement is for married persons. I like to, because I'm not condoning, but this is for married persons. Keep bedroom topics in the bedroom or with the private bounds of a marriage therapist, a coach, or trusted and agreed upon mentor, especially if things are out of control or are not going well. Next, listen to your instincts about opposite sex friendships. About opposite sex friendships. Mhm. If you think a friend or colleague flirts with or admires you a little too much, make sure you listen to your gut feelings about this situation. So every day John sees you, he notices the scarf that you have on and how the earrings, you've got a copper one and a silver one, and it matches your necklace. Oh, he's looking too close. Yes. And by the weekend, Friday, he has noticed everything about you. That's too much. That's too much because you have other male colleagues You can hang out with them. They couldn't tell you what you had on. They couldn't. It's too much, right? Mm-hmm. And you need to back off. He needs to back off. She needs to back off. Mm-hmm. If you don't generally feel this way about others, it's probably because there is something off about the relationship. There's something. You haven't put your finger on it just yet, but there is something off. Mm. Avoid hanging out, making small talk at work, emailing or chatting on the phone with them, and encourage your spouse to do the same with this person. Encourage your spouse to do the same with this person. It's far better to be with people who show if I could type it across the screen in all caps, who show the utmost respect for your relationship by not flirting with you. You wouldn't think that you need to tell somebody this. You wouldn't think that you need to stress this. I'm in a relationship. See, the first time I'm going to say thank you for that, your sentiments. Thank you for your sentiments. Me as a single person. Thank you for your sentiments. I am in a relationship. Now, that should have been enough to say, don't do it anymore. And I've chosen my words. What? Choose your words carefully the first time. The married person should say, thank you for your sentiments. My husband said the same thing to me this morning as I was leaving. My husband said the same thing to me this morning as I was leaving. Now, in case you didn't notice the ring on my finger, let me put it in your face. My husband, or gentleman, your wife said that she liked the essence that I was wearing this morning. Thank you. Bob and weave don't stick and stay. Don't stand there waiting for any more conversation. Move on. Move on. This does not mean trying to find friends who are unattractive or never speaking to an attractive person of the opposite sex. This doesn't mean that. Always be mindful of who you're with. Always be mindful of your marital status. Always be mindful of the other person, which is either your mate or your wife or your husband. Always be mindful. It does mean listening for cues to know when you have gone too far in your behaviors and or fantasy life about this person. Getting accountability from a friend who respects your relationship and make the commitment to back off. Make the commitment to back off. Your relationship does not have a fair chance at surviving, much less thriving, if in your heart, you are always comparing your partner with someone else, inviting the enemy, opening your door for and ushering them in. Use common sense. Use common sense. Similarly, if you become close friends with someone you know your spouse or mate is attracted to, if you become close friends with someone you know your spouse or mate is attracted to, and you know that this person is flirtatious, what are you thinking? Don't answer. It's really difficult to expect your spouse not to feel tempted. So, this person that you've been in a relationship in years past, but this person still has feelings for you. And I, as a woman, didn't know this, but she made friends with me so that she could continue to be close to you. I'm saying something and not saying a whole lot, but I've been there where I have been. They've made friends, yet I wasn't their focus. He was their focus, and they were flirtatious as hell. It's not a good thing. And it's really difficult to expect your spouse and or mate not to feel tempted. Not to feel tempted. They have history. Use common sense and wisdom in letting go of unhealthy relationships with other tempting individuals. Use common sense and wisdom in letting go of unhealthy relationships with other tempting individuals. Other tempting individuals. Leave your biggest worries and fears with God. Leave your biggest worries and fears with God. Trust God's word, the Bible, the life book, to guide you in situations where you need wisdom. And accept that if and when your spouse or mate annoys you, this is normal. This is normal. No two human beings agree about everything. No two human beings agree about everything. And do not have a moment of frustration together. If you fear abandonment and live out of that fear versus trusting God for your care at the end of the day, you will not be able to allow your spouse, partner, to freely love you. Instead, you will be trying to control, and here's that word again, control and what? Manipulate them. Control and manipulate them. I'm going to the grocery. I'll be right back. Well, I'll go with you. No, that's okay. You can continue to watch whatever or play whatever, but they're gone. And the voice in your head says, wonder why they didn't want me to go. And as soon as that crack in the door opened, they just strolled in and added some more fuel to the fire. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Let go and pray that God will show them how to love you and love yourself as well. In other words, don't forget the three components of self-care each day. The three components of self-care each day: physical, spiritual, and emotional. These things you should do for you each day. Now, let's see what the life book has to say. Let's see what the life book has to say. Get a little bit of your tea. What are you having today? I don't know if it's as good as my Lady Grey black tea. Lady Grey black tea. This is. And I thought Cabo was good, but this is really good. Okay, you got your Bibles, the life book. Let's turn to Proverbs 3:21 through 22. And I'm reading from the Amplified Translation. And it reads as such: My son, let them not escape from your sight, but keep sound wisdom and discretion, and they will be life to your soul, your inner self, and a gracious adornment to your neck, your outer self. Discretion is the ability to carefully consider a situation, separating right from wrong, and making the judicious choice. The judicious choice, separating right from wrong. Don't act like you didn't know. Okay. You know that song says, act like you know. Mm-hmm. Let's turn to Proverbs 2:11 through 16 and 20 through 22. Proverbs 2:11 through 16 and 20 through 22. And I'm reading from the Amplified. It says, discretion will watch over you. Understanding and discernment will guard you. Discretion will watch over you. Understanding and discernment will guard you to keep you from the way of evil and the evil man from the man who speaks perverse things, from those who leave the path of uprightness, to walk in the ways of darkness, who find joy in doing evil and delight in perversity of evil, whose paths are crooked and who are devious in their ways. That's the one that I want you to study this week. And then let's go down to verse 20 through 22. Same chapter, Proverbs 2. It says, so you will walk in the way of good men, that is, those of personal integrity, moral courage, and honorable character, and keep to the path of righteousness. For the upright, those who are in right standing with God, will live in the land, and those of integrity who are blameless in God's sight will remain in it. But the wicked will be cut off from the land, and the treacherous shall be forcibly uprooted and removed. I don't need to explain that to you. That's as clear as looking out this window. That's as clear as me looking at my camera. So this right here, Proverbs 2:11 through 16, and verses 20 through 22. Meditate on those this week. Meditate on this week and then go back to that challenge. Go back to that challenge. Go back to your I wills. I will carefully choose my words. I will practice good manners. I will listen to criticisms. I will turn down any invitation by the enemy to do wrong. I will. And I still believe that this is something that we're not accustomed to. But if we try it on for size, it will become a part of us, of who we are. So thank you for having afternoon tea with me, with Lady D. And I hope to see you all next Saturday. I will post whether we'll have afternoon tea again or if it will be at 9 in the evening. But I will post in advance, okay? And again, thank you so much and have an amazing day, an amazing Sunday as you prepare for the week. Be blessed. Good day.